What's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil Shock and the Nice Stage Hedgehog here, and we are here with the Sunset Draft recap for you guys. I'm actually recording this battle after the quarterfinals game, so yes, this spoilers if you didn't watch the quarterfinals game yet. We did lose, and we really lost out because of RNG, man, and hacks. It's so stupid. There was one thing in that game I messed up, and I'll just go ahead and say it now. I messed up my Darm set. My Darm set after I subbed that first time, I should have belly drummed, because then that would have activated my Select Berry, and I believe that would have caused me to win the game. No, he scarfed on his Gengar, so it wouldn't have won me the game, but I would have gotten rid of his Gastrodon. I could have gotten rid of some of the other things on his team. So it's unfortunate, but it's the game we play sometimes, and if I got rid of the Gastrodon, I think I could have won the game then easily without anything else. And my cat is messing with papers, and I want him to stop. And I did think I told him to stop. But yeah, we're gonna go over the team that we had this season. I think we ultimately had a really good team, even with the transactions and everything like that. And ultimately, I'm not too disappointed with the season. I mean, we finished 7-4, and we finished within top three, which I think was really, really good. You know, if we had won that last game, I think we might have gotten a chance to go for the bye in the playoffs, going straight to semis. But ultimately, after that, we finished the top rank, which I think is really, really cool. And I think just making the fact that we made the playoffs and we made it to the number 3 seed overall, I think was really good. Especially when we were the new coach into the season as well. So definitely something to note there. But let's go over first the transactions we made over the season. So originally on the team, we had Spectrier, Centiskorch, Scramble, Sableye, and Rhydon. Excuse me. Spectrier, I believe I got round 3 or 4, and right now I think was 16 coaches, I think, and I got Spectrier around 3 or round 4, and that I think was just a massive steal to get when I got it. So there was that. And I think Spectre did pick up a KO or two before we dropped it. Spectre is something I do eventually want to try. I think Spectre can be super good if built around correctly in the right type of format and just right setting and stuff like that. I ultimately think Spectre can just be a monster. I think Scorch is an underrated mon. I think a lot of people don't use this mon as much. Then you should. This thing is phenomenally good. I definitely think it's worth a lot. Gramble, we actually were thinking about bringing Gramble to a good couple of games. Gramble could have really gone so good. I might try Gramble, maybe low tier drafts next time. Just because Gramble can be kind of fun. It can be interesting. Sableye, I think Sableye is more of a VGC Pokemon than it is a singles Pokemon. But overall, I think its little utility quirks are really cool. Rhydon is another one I really want to try again. Rhydon's a lot of fun. Rhydon can just do a lot of crazy shenanigans. And it's ultimately just a really decently good Pokemon. So, yeah. So let's go over the Mons we had this season. Let's go over the Mons that did not do the best for us. And believe it or not, I'm actually giving the worst Mon of the season to Roserade. Roserade finished the season with 1 kill and 3 deaths. I'm honestly disappointed a little bit in Roserade. I think Roserade could have done a lot more better. I don't know if it's because I didn't know how to use Roserade properly or anything like that. It's just I don't know why Roserade didn't do as much as I wanted to do, you know? The one match against Hemi, I sacked that thing off purposely, so no one can be blamed there. The Rain team, this thing should have put in a lot more work against that Rain team. It really should have, but for some reason it didn't. And ultimately, I just felt like Roserade just didn't do as much as I wanted to, like I did last time with the RGBL. So I don't know. I still think Roserade's a fantastic Pokemon. I definitely recommend someone to try this thing. Really good distance but its physically defense is not the best, but can be worked with, and it's just a really good special attacker. So I really recommend someone trying it after the first time. We went with Hail and Arctivish, and you are inferior. I do not like you. You can go and just waddle away, because I want Dracovish better. Dracovish is my child. He is my son. And you are an abomination to him. In all seriousness, Arctivish finished the season with 2 and 3, 2 kills and 3 deaths. I think Arctivish could have been done a little bit better for us if we had probably brought Arctivish this game. Arctivish actually I think would have just straight up won the game for us, because we could have probably brought heavy duty boots, and then we would have probably just won the game. So it's a little by my fault, probably not thinking about Hale. I think Hale could have really put in a lot of good work in that game. I should have went with my gut and went with Hale. I really, really should have went with my gut and went with Hale. I really should have went with my gut. If I went with my gut, I think I would have won that game without any more issues. So yeah, you live and learn. You live and learn, man. You live and learn. But Arctivish ultimately, it's not really that good. If you want to try it, I recommend trying. But otherwise, I don't really know. Wigglytuff only came to like 2 or 3 games and only got 1 kill. It didn't die though. Now the reason I put Wigglytuff on there, it's a Wigglytuff, and plus it technically doesn't have a bad kill death ratio like these two do. So I'm willing to give it to Wigglytuff, but not anything higher. But Wigglytuff's kind of fun. Wigglytuff's really bulky. Frisk is a phenomenally great ability to have. Also, competitive can be really good too, which is really good. Ultimately, I think Wigglytuff, it may not be the best normal type or the fairy type, but for what you want its job to do, it can kind of do that job pretty well. It's a decently good trick room mon. It's a good mon to kind of just be able to do some things. Its moveset coverage is a little bit of a hindrance, but otherwise, I really think Wigglytuff's not too terrible. I might think about trying it again in the future, but for right now, it's okay. Darm, I'm so sorry I let you down in that game, dude. Darm, I think could have really put in some work, or at least killed the Gastrodon for us if I had just played that thing correctly. Anyways, ultimately, I think we did really good with Darm after getting him back. He did finish the season sadly 3-4, but it's not the worst showing Darm's ever had. Excuse me. I'm just getting a drink. I am very thirsty. Anyways, Darm, I still really like. I really want to retry Darm again in the future. I think Darm is just a phenomenally good Pokemon. Darm smashes teams so hard, dude. Darm is such a powerhouse, and I really think Darm is a really good Mon. And ultimately, for the season's MVP of the 5 Mons that didn't make the top cut, I'm going to give it to Crocodile. Crocodile actually kind of put in a lot of good pressure for us. Could have really came in handy against Revan, but again, stupidness happens, and Revan gets lucky. Revan gets lucky, but Crook could have done a little bit more better for us. I think Crook ultimately finished the season. I believe Crook finished 3-3. So ultimately, I'm going to give Crook ultimate MVP here over Darm, just for the fact that even though Darm did do a little more, Crook kind of came in and did what we kind of needed to do, and what we did. So yeah, but those are the 5 that did what they did. Now let's go over the 6, and we're going to start off with Blastoise. Surprisingly, yes. Excuse me, by the way. Yes, I know. I use nothing but Shell Smash Blastoise every single week, but hey, you know what they say. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's what I love about Blastoise. Ever since Blastoise got Shell Smashed, I can't stop using Shell Smash Blastoise. It's just so fun to use. Shell Smash Blastoise is just so much fun. It's to be able to make this thing now a fast offensive threat against a lot of teams is super really good, especially paired with Torrent as well. That's super super good. Ultimately, I think Blastoise is a really good Pokemon. I do need to try Blastoise being a little more defensive. I have used sometimes defensive Blastoise in the past, but they don't really fit the playstyle I have with Blastoise. I love Shell Smashing with Blastoise. He's just so fun to use like that. And ultimately, I think definitely putting a lot of good showing. He finished the season actually with 5 kills and 4 deaths, which isn't terrible. It's not terrible that he finished that way, but probably could have done a little bit better. But yeah, he tried his best. He tried his best. Up next in our top 5, it's no surprise that Give Me Energy Reggie Draco made it. Honestly, this is a phenomenally good Pokemon. To everyone that says you can't really draft this Pokemon, you really can't use this Pokemon, you can eat a fat chode because this thing was super good. You saw it pick up a sweep against Revan week 1, and it would have swept Revan again. But of course, RNG screwed me up. Again. Oh. Anyways, Reggie Draco was a phenomenally good Pokemon. I think Reggie Draco is a super good Pokemon. I do want to try it again in the future. He is an underrated dragon, and I really want you guys to use this thing. It is kind of one trick, yes, with Choice Bandit hits, Choice Scarf hits, Choice Specs hits, Dragon Dances. But this thing's really good utility-wise, with Light Clay and everything like that, with the screens. Ultimately, I think Reggie Draco is a phenomenally good Pokemon. I had a lot of fun with the season. He finished the season with 6 kills and 4 deaths, which proves a lot for a dragon type, especially for him. And now one of the main 3 that we essentially kind of brought almost every single week because he was just so dang good to bring. We are bringing Thundurus, who finished with 8 kills and 7 deaths, which is, again, I know not impressive, but 8 kills throughout the regular season, including playoffs. I think Thundurus put in a lot of good showing. There could have been a lot of different times we could have made predictions. There was other difficult times that we could have probably brought Like again with the one game, we could have probably brought Dual Dance with Grass on it, and we didn't need the sticky webs, and we could have just won that way. But again, it's just one of those things where you can't plan for everything. And if we had planned for everything, we would have maybe won the game right there, man. But anyways, I love Thundurus. It's definitely something I want to use again. From finally getting a chance to use this Pokemon, I think we used it phenomenally well. I think I used it really well. I think I definitely kind of meant a little bit with the hazard removing, making it my main hazard remover every single week. But ultimately, I think Thundurus was just super fun. I really loved it. Definitely want to eventually try the Prankster one for next time. But if I ever get a chance to use Thundurus again like this one, I would use it in a heartbeat. I love it. It's super, super fun. And one of the two, I would say MVPs of the season, finishing with 7-7, 7 kills and 7 deaths, unfortunately. But still, nonetheless, Celesteela. Now, Celesteela really should have won us that semis, that quarters game. But Revan just constantly being annoying with his, like, I don't know why. I guess I maybe should have predicted the grass move and maybe went for Heavy Slam or Earthquake there. But again, I couldn't really make that prediction. And it's one of those things where it happened, and you have to move on with it. But Celestial was so much fun. Meteor Beam sets were super fun, especially since that was kind of what I was running every single week. Autotomite sets were really, really good. I think Celestial is such a slept on Pokemon, and I think a lot of people sleep on the full capability of Celesteela and just think of this thing as a defensive monster, which it can be, but ultimately this thing is a monster and a half, and I love it. It is so good, so offensive. I think this is just a phenomenally good Pokemon, and I just generally think Celesteela is something I would like to keep trying to use because it's super fun. And our second MVP of the season, going 9 kills, 8 deaths. Not the best showing for it, but proves why I love using this thing. It is Mega Gallade. Mega Gallade should have gotten a couple more kills in the season, but again, hacks and RNG screwed me over and messed me up. That's been a theme lately in all my games and throughout some of my seasons, is that RNG and hacks really love to screw me up so goddamn much. And it really has been annoying. But we had to go through it, and we do. But what I love about Gallade here is Gallade was just a powerhouse and a half. Sword Dance sets, bulk up sets. Some of the stuff that we tried running with sub actually worked out in our favor. I generally think this is a such good Pokemon. I really, really do love Mega Gallade. I do want to try it again in the future just because I think it's a powerhouse of a mega. And ultimately, I think it's just super, super, super good. And I do recommend people trying out Mega Gallade if you have not. If you have not, you're missing out. You're living on a rock. This is a powerhouse of a Pokemon. And surprisingly enough, our kill leader, and I'm going to give the MVP to, was Aurorus. Aurorus finished the season 10-4, 10 kills, 4 deaths, and I think finishes in the season in the top 10 for kill leader. And that, to me, right there, mind boggling. I cannot believe Aurora's finished in the top 10 for kill leaders. And I was not expecting to get 10 kills with this thing. This thing was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed using Aurorus. Aurorus was such a really nice and fun Pokemon. I ultimately think Aurorus is something that I think a lot of people sleep on the capabilities of. I can see why some of my good buddies like Zach love using Aurorus just because Aurorus is just versatility is really good. From being a Light Clay user to a Specs abuser, Choice Scarf user, it's such a really good Pokemon. And I generally think that Auroras is something I really want to try again in the future just because it's so fun. It's so unique. The fact that it's got Refrigerate, which can be really good, just normal type attacks, which is really good to abuse that and stuff like that. And the fact that it has one of the best moves in the game called Freeze Dry, and the fact that it sets Veil as well is super, super good. But yeah, that is the squad, guys, and that is the season. We unfortunately were knocked out. Best of luck to the final four that go to the next round and head into the finals. And yeah, that's our season, guys. Again, I'm not probably gonna join next season. I gotta wait till I got some space opening up. But again, this was one league that I was kind of somewhat hoping I lost and have to continue on, just like some of my other leagues. But I was still gonna go down trying. And I think that's what we did. But thank you all so much for your love and support on this season, and thank you so much for supporting me throughout still my career in my draft league. I'm almost at like 4 or 5 years of draft league now, which is just crazy. And we just keep consistently making those playoffs, dude. Which is all I care about, really. For a lot of people that don't know this, I only care about making the playoffs. I never try to. I mean, I try to win a championship, obviously, but that's never been my goal in league. My goal in league is just to make playoffs, just to be consistent, which we have done a lot of over the years, which you guys have been noticing. But yeah, I'm not gonna go on a big ramble and tangent with that. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go to bed. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new, and join the Fresh Shocker crew today. But until next time, guys, I'm Fresh Shocker, the United States Hedgehog. I will see you guys next time. Peace.